That's why I like what is it? I forgot what it's called, but the fire spell.
Burning Hands. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like Burning Hands.
So I guess I would say, all right, Lasser, are you Sister Gariel?
Yes. Who's?
Sorry to interrupt.
Don't seem to recognize you from the town. Are you in need of Lady Timora's aid?
Potentially, though I think we're here actually to see if you're in need of our aid.
Gazes upon you as she turns. You see a very beautiful elven face. Seemed to be about mid-age for an elf, maybe a few 100 years old. No wrinkles or anything quite appearing yet. Piercing kind of blue eyes. The robe is quite delicate, going across, and just different gold scrawlings across it in different elvish runes. Well, that's maybe something I could use your help for, but you do seem to be a strong lot, but I'm not sure how I can trust you, especially one that is bringing a goblin into a civilized town. And
This is a
lizard
civilized
folk, I
town.
see.
Well,
He's a civilized lizard folk.
So, I mean, yeah, you probably don't recognize us because we just got into town recently. But we have, in the short time that we've been here, eliminated the Red Brands problem that's been plaguing this town and also put the corrupt townsmaster in prison. So I would say that the actions sort of speak for themselves if you're concerned about trusting us.
Those actions are quite honorable. Just come sit down in the pews. We'll have ourselves a quick chat.
Does anybody else think that oh man, his name is in front of me, so I've already forgotten it. But he's not here tonight. This guy. Yeah, this looks like Zangief. Yeah, it looks like Zangief.
I've been thinking about that.
Yeah.
I saw him change his portrait in D&D Beyond, so I just changed it from the other one.
Well, because I think he needs that purple. I should figure it. I'm gonna find him a purple mohawked halfling avatar.
Maybe that's who he was going for.
Yep.
Hearing the news of the Red Brands being removed brings me great joy. I came to this town about a year ago to promote the blessings of Lady Timora upon a town that most likely needed luck to regain its once great economic status in the region. But I do have to say that's not my only reason for being here. I'm not sure if you've heard of the Harpers before.
I'm familiar with the Harpers.
Yeah, I am intimately familiar with the Harpers.
I am unfamiliar, but the name sounds familiar.
I don't care about Harper's names and stupid stuff.
What problem could harps be causing people?
Exactly. What is our problem with musical instruments? I find
we were just in Neverwinter, so
it's not about the harps themselves. They're also known as the ones who harp. It's the people. It's an organization.
I see. At least one of you, two of you, are well versed in what we do. But for the rest of you, we are a network of adventurers, people who want to advocate equality and covertly oppose the abuse of power. The Red Brands had kind of forced me to be stuck in my shrine as a priest of Timora, but before that I was sent here to undertake a delicate mission.
what was the mission?
They wanted me to try to persuade of a banshee by the name of Agatha to find out the location of a lost spellbook that once belonged to a legendary mage. The name may ring a bell for you, by Bo Gentle. I sought her out in her lair to the north of Coneyberry, a ruined village to the east, but she would not appear for me. I made the mistake of not bringing any kind of gift to appease this banshee, so maybe she just was angry to see someone still holding on to the gift of life there, but maybe you all would have better luck to get this banshee to appear for you.
What a So Agatha, right, is protecting this spell book. Or
I believe she may have been around from a time where she may know where this mage Bowgentle had
Okay.
been or went.
do you have any idea what kind of gift would appease this banshee?
Well,
The
luckily for
gift of
you, I
D.
did recently procure something I believe may
These notes.
be of use to her as she kind of reaches behind the altar and brings out a beautiful silver jeweled comb, it's got amethysts and emeralds upon it. Nice horse-tailed brush. She hands it over. I believe that this may attract her.
Interesting.
I'm gonna point at it and say that's important.
Yes, I don't suggest losing this.
This is like my favorite RP character ever.
So this, you think this is a lost spell book of Bowgentle, right? And the Harpers want to secure this just to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands?
Yes, my superiors would regret if it fell into anyone's undeserved hands.
So where is this banshee? You said you've already been out there.
Yes, to the east. If you follow the Tribord Trail, it will eventually take you to Coneyberry, a destroyed town that has not been settled for much longer, and head north from there, and you'll enter a thicket almost into the Neverwinter Woods, and there you will find a large gnarled tree with a small door beneath it. Inside would be where this banshee is supposed to live.
Okay. So banshees are extremely dangerous. If we were to help you with this, what are the Harpers providing as a reward or compensation for this?
Depending on the length of your success, I'm sure that we could compensate you quite adequately. Whether that be gold or magical items.
Magical items?
We do have access to quite a source.
Do you know anything about the banshee? Like what they were in life?
She was as far as I know, I didn't get a response from her myself, but a
Probably a
elven maiden.
hairstylist. Because of the comb.
She could have been. Maybe a lost elven empire she was from, but not 100% sure what her role in life was. All I've heard was that she was a elven maiden. Oh, our music stopped. Sorry, guys.
Okay, that's fine.
I thought one of the players left.
I know what a rude player.
Ba-dum.
Like,
F you guys.
Okay. While we're waiting for that to come back. Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions? I'm sort of out of.
As a
um,
cleric of Timora, would you perhaps be able to bless us with Timora's gifts of luck as we go to seek out this banshee?
Let me consult with the lady and see what benefits I can do as she turns back towards the altar and begins to whisper to herself. You can just only make out a small tidbits of praying for luck for these brave adventurers that would seek to do Timora's will. As you're actually surprised as you almost see the light grow brighter in this small chapel shrine-esque church you're in, as you all feel the light kind of shine upon you and you all gain inspiration.
Holy butt
Oh,
biscuits.
man.
Maybe I'll hit Eldritch Blast.
I don't think I've ever felt anything like that from Moradin before.
Considering changing face.
No, not changing
Tamora
faiths, just different.
is a fickle goddess. Just remember that. While she may grant luck at one time, there's always the other side of luck to deal with.
Well, Tamora wants you to make your own luck.
Ah, yes, the not luck. Valid.
I think that's
My
why her
experience-
symbol is a two-sided coin.
In my experience,
Yeah.
dark ones make their own luck.
Good job, Nevin. That was rad. That was cool.
Nevin loses loses his inspiration.
Hey, hold on a second.
No, no, no.
I'll just get out the harmonica again.
All right. So we will. So Sister Gariel, we will look into this for you.
I would appreciate it, and let me know if you find any information on
And I guess
the location.
and I don't know if you can send a message to your Harper friends. But we're looking for the location of Cragmaw Castle. What we're trying to find a colleague that hired us to come here, who was kidnapped and sort of spirited away. So if you hear anything, any whispers or anything from your colleagues, that would be extremely helpful.
Oh, I could definitely send a message.
Anybody else have anything else?
I feel inspired. Let's leave.
I have
Yeah.
nothing to say to her.
That's rude.
If we're leaving, I'm gonna hang back a minute and just ask a question.
That sounds good.
Okay. Everyone else leaves, and Nevin hangs back just a second to say, I'll catch up with you in just a second as they leave the shrine.
So I don't know a lot about Timora, but I know she supposedly resides in the Gates of the Moon, which is Saloon's realm. Do you know anything about Saloon?
Siloon, the goddess of the moon, right?
Yes.
She's known as the moon maiden. You know, I have not studied Saloon, but I have heard of people, even barbarians, worshipping her. She has quite a bit of strength and Toro, but she also, I've heard, draw people to madness as well. It has to do with some kind of lycanthropes. Have you heard of
Yes.
that yourself?
Yeah. She actually watches over the good lycanthropes, so the non-corrupted ones. Do you know anything about shards specifically?
The shards, the servants of Saloon.
Yes.
I've read about them, but I've not ever heard of anyone seeing one. Have you seen one?
I think I may have. My mother was a cleric of Saloon. She came to me in a dream last night. I'm not sure if it was just a dream that I had or if it was something that she actually came and spoke to me as a shard. As a harper, you might have heard of her, perhaps. She, I said I was familiar with the harpers because my mother was a harper.
What was her name?
Her name was Essa Redcliffe.
That's all right. I have heard word of her throughout the ranks. You know, I do believe that she may have left the Harpers at one point. We have not heard a word of her for some time. The Worship of Saloon, I'm not as versed upon as I wish I was to help you out, but just remember that dreams are very, very powerful and sometimes can either foresee the future or you transcending into the astral plane and actually experiencing these things. So not take that lightly, the dream you had.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I did. Like I said, I didn't know if you might have known as a Harper and worshiper of Tamora.
Unfortunately, I
Appreciate.
never was able to serve with your mother, Essa, but I wish I could help you more.
I appreciate it.
Oh, of course. I could include that in my message and see if anyone else maybe has more. Was there like particular information you were looking for about your mother?
No, I think if the dream was real, then I think I got my answer.
Okay, well, if you ever wish for me to find out more about maybe your mother or any other questions you have, feel free to come back to the shrine. I'll be here.
Actually, if you could find out if, because I know she had retired from the Harpers when my brother and I were born. Well, when my brother was born, but they called her back for a mission. If you could find out anything might know about that, why she was called back, what was so important that they had to get her out of retirement.
I could easily include that in the message for you. Not a problem. And you said what was your name again?
My name is Nevin.
Nevin.
Nevin Radcliffe.
I appreciate you staying back and talking with me, and I will definitely try to find as much information as I can for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Timor's
May,
look upon you.
may Tamara smile kindly upon you.
She nods and smiles as she turns back to the altar.
You guys ready?
Yep. Sounds good.
I've been so bored. Can we freaking kill something yet?
You're just like pure murder hobo id is what Droop
He's
is.
Droop may be a murder hobo, but only when Droop is told to be a murder hobo.
To be fair, I too would like to murder something. It's been a minute.
All right. Speaking of that, while we're walking, can I see your glaive, Win?
Oh yes, here. It's been handed down to me by the person that I killed in 8.
Interesting.
That's a lot of people.
By a person that I killed in 8. That is correct.
So I'm gonna imbue this glaive with magic.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I like magic. Don't know much about it, but I like it. Does things
So,
and stuff.
It's gonna glow. It's gonna turn what looks to be like sort of molten hot for a little bit, and then it'll cool down, and I'll hand it back to you. So you now have a +1 glaive for
Oh my god.
until the next long rest.
Just so add +1 to hit and +1 to your damage rolls
Yep.
for now.
I can do that.
Isn't that also technically now magical?
Yes,
does
it is-
count
it
as
is
a, it
magical.
counts as a
Yep.
magical for any kind of resistances like that. Yep.
Okay, thank you very appreciate words hard. You get it.
When you take your glaive back, it just feels almost as if it fits more snugly in your hands, easier to wield, a little bit
That's what she
lighter,
said.
and you see like a keen edge to the tip of the glaive along the kind of axe-like blade at the end.
Ooh.
So- If that works for you, maybe maybe you can make me one of those little trinkets that you make with bones.
I can easily do this. I'll have to. You'll have to. I don't know much about. Are you Morden? I'm assuming you're Morden.
I'm a cleric of Morden. Yes.
Okay. I don't know much about
Isn't that
Morden.
the same
but-
thing?
Am I Morden? I'm an avatar of Morden.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Like, I wouldn't say that any dwarf would call themselves Morden. They hold him in quite reverence, but
I mean,
they
Morden
would definitely call
created
him
the
Morden.
dwarves.
Yeah.
Even the dwarves that don't directly worship Morden, like basically
They
worship
respect
Morden.
him for sure.
Yeah.
Regardless, Wynn will say, "I will make you a trinket of your god, whatever his name is."
Oh, cool. I like that. Yeah, like the visage of Morden. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. But like
Make a
made of
bone.
bones.
Like make like a bone warhammer. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Groot's
that'd
like,
be cool.
ooh, can you make me something for Maglebiet?
I don't know who that is.
Think goblin, but god.
So,
Godwin.
Gum. Got it.
Godwin.
Yes, I can do
Godwin.
that.
God blend. That should be its
God
name.
blend.
God blend.
That's a portmanteau. That's not. We don't want that. That's.
I will hand Troop some charcoal and a scroll and be like, "Draw me a picture. I'll see what I can do."
It's just gonna be like a big goblin. It's just like
He's got a +8. Well, 8. Well, intelligence has nothing to do with. I don't know
stomping
what
on
drawing
dwarves.
would be. What drawing would be, but it's not like more of charisma or something.
He's just busy with the piece of charcoal on the paper.
He's gonna hand it back. It's
Very-
gonna say, "Eat shit."
Where were you guys headed to next?
I don't even fucking remember at this rate.
I thought we were headed to the orchard, and then.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yes,
guess
the orchard.
We could. I mean, we're just right there.
We don't need to talk to her. We could just go to the
Look at the-
Tribord trail.
Yeah, we could go take a look at the banshee situation, but
Let's just finish up at the orchard, and that should give us
Yeah.
enough information to where we can go murder stuff for a little while.
that sounds good. Yeah.
If he seems uninteresting, we'll just leave.
Can we literally say you're not interesting and then leave? Because that's exactly
Yes.
what my character would do.
Yes. If he's not interesting, we'll leave. We'll go kill a banshee, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
Don't take any
I just felt like Wynn needed I don't know, just like I have a magical warhammer. Wynn seems like he could use some
A
benefit.
magical pokey stick is what I shall
Yeah.
call it.
To Tybalt to say we'll go murder a banshee.
He really did.
Well, good
Yeah,
luck.
that's fucking yeah.
Yeah, we're not supposed to go murder the banshee.
Yeah, we're
to
supposed to just get the book.
Did I
and
miss
get out.
that? Did I miss that entirely?
Yes. Tybalt, seduce the banshee is what I heard.
Okay,
With a
I
comb.
mean, y'all.
When Tybalt was in the shrine of Timora, he pretty much just heard the whispers of Asmodeus in his ears and kind of a burning along his skin.
His god's like, "Get the hell out
I
of
didn't
this.
like it there.
Get out of here." Yeah.
Sits down. He's like, oh god, why is it so hot in here?
If I had said that, I would have had to cast something. I can't not,
You guys are heading to the Eatermath Orchard on the northeast
Yep.
side of or northwest side of town.
Sure.
As you guys head there, you see a small, tidy little cottage, a kind of red tiled roof, nice, really upkept, shiny windows too, and just like a little red painted door. A lot of apple trees behind it. All seem to be very well trimmed and well kept. Whoever lives here is quite meticulous and upkeep of the town and or his building and the orchard. It's like a few baskets full of apples, very red, bright apples in front of his house.
Interesting. I'm gonna sniff at the apples and then cringe. It's not meat.
They smell delicious, like red, delicious apples.
It smells
don't like an
not
apple?
meat.
You don't like an apple?
I don't
It's
know.
not
Do
meat.
lizard folks actually eat apples? I didn't get that far. Basically, the whole thing
Yeah.
about them just said meat,
I
meat,
would-
meat, meat, meat. Like that's all it said.
I would say they really probably wouldn't be fans of apples, but it's up to your character. It doesn't really matter.
That's true.
I'm gonna Oh, I'm not gonna steal it. I'm gonna pick up an apple and use prestidigitation to make it taste like a steak.
Your wins, new best friend.
Yeah, right.
And chuck it to Win and be like, "Here, give it a taste."
I will catch it with my mouth like a good doggo.
Tastes like a very delicious filet mignon.
I'm going to walk over to Navin and say, that was the most delightful thing ever. You will do that for every meal. Appreciated. And then walk away.
Ugh,
Yeah,
can I
you
have
ate,
one?
you ate the fruitcake I made, Win, at one time. That was pre-Nevin, but like
I forgot
yeah.
about the fruitcake.
I forgot about the fruitcake too. Probably because
I
it
like
tasted
that.
terrible.
No, I rolled like a crit.
You're right.
on
You
that.
wrote a crit on that. That was a
Like,
good fruitcake.
He had
Even
like 3, like flour and what else did you use? Like
I had
flour,
flour,
fruit,
nuts, and
dried fruit.
oil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
flour.
oil, dried fruit, which
Made a-
well, yeah, dried fruit, nuts and oil, and just like cooked it over a fire and made the most delicious fruitcake.
I am trained in cook's utensils. It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that goes into fruitcake?
Right, exactly. Sugar. It's-
Candied like candy.
we had no,
and-
we had nuts and candied. We didn't have candy fruit. We had like raisins or something. Dried
Yeah,
fruit.
you definitely need some kind of sugar, but
Yeah.
it's the rolls. It's the rolls.
Get
This is a magical world.
get you what you
Anything's
need.
possible.
like mud cookies.
Diabetic fruitcake.
All right, let's go find this Darren. Is it Daryn or how do you spell his name?
Daran, and the last
R-A-N.
name is Eder Math.
Eater math. Got it. Just like the orchard. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I like this. It's very atmospheric.
I try my best.
That's good. And the music lined up too.
Ooh, music, yeah.
Technically, this guy should have been hidden, but whatever.
He jumps out of a tree. Ha-ha!
Ooh,
What are you doing
tree.
here?
You guys already saw, so I'm not gonna bother
No.
putting Fog of War.
I am now hidden. Nobody
Oh,
knows where.
yeah, you guys had arrived, seen the apples, nice orchard behind it, the small,
Was there-
meticulous cottage.
Actually, now I
Is
really
there-
am hidden and I'm confused.
I deleted your character because you made it.
Is there a door?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
just
good question. Yeah.
go up and knock.
Oops. Yeah, there was a red painted door.
I will knock on the door and say, "Apple steak grower, please open."
Apple steak grower.
Hello. Just a second, please. Be right with you. You hear a little bit of shambling from indoors. A table or like a chair almost on the king scooted across, and someone kind of hopping on one leg, putting on a boot as a half elf with very kind of like sleeveless shirt, kind of old like wiry muscles, few scars across his arms and across his face, a very trimmed goatee like beard, not too like been shaved recently, not too well grown out, but very well trimmed, a long, very silvery sheen hair. The shirt that's kind of a sleeve is kind of got a little bit of studded leather to it still, and nice pair of leather pants, almost splint-plated boots. Greets the door. He's like, hello, travelers. How may I help you?
Hi, Darren.
Greetings.
Yeah, greetings.
Greetings.
We were asking around town, so we just showed up a few days ago, and we were in town on some business, and I guess kind of crossed the Red Brands a little bit and had to take care of some business. So they're all gone now, and as a result, Harbin Wester is also now in jail. And I don't know if you know any of this. Like, this has all happened in the past 24 hours. But
I've not heard of that yet. But
we were talking
go
to
on.
we were talking to Barthen, and he mentioned that we should go pay you a visit. That you've been around town for a while, and we're trying to look for a friend of ours, and thought that you might know a little bit more about the area than some of the folks around here that are new.
Well, I was just about to have some lunch. I was gonna have a stew. Would you like to come in and join me?
That sounds
for
great.
lunch?
Will I have your apple steaks? I'm joining.
Well,
Let's
there's
stew.
plenty of apples. I just brought down an elk, so it's a elk and potato cabbage stew. If you'd like to come in and have some with me, I've made plenty.
Never turned down hospitality.
I one time chased an elk on 4 legs and bit it in the neck and broke it. It was great.
Well,
Very warm.
thanks for telling the tale. There. I have a few. Let me pull up. He pulls up a few extra stools and sets some pillows around. I only have a few chairs, but make yourselves comfortable wherever you wish. I'll just get to pour up some stew for
to
you.
warm my cold-blooded ass. Yeah.
Be careful of the pot. I'll bring it to you. Kind lizard-like gentleman. It's been a while since I've seen a lizard folk in these parts.
It's been a while since I've seen a lizard folk in these parts. I'm a long way from home.
Have you looked at yourself recently?
I'm a long way from home. Why would I need to
Nice.
look at myself?
You and me
know?
both win.
I,
Where
I
you
think
from?
I think the dragonborn was the closest thing to a lizard folk we've seen in a while. Then
Dragonborn? Oh, I forgot about it. Pussy.
Where are you all from?
Originally Baldur's Gate, but I have been traveling. Candlekeep right now.
Ah, Baldur's Gate. A lot of fun to be had in that city.
I am from my mother and father, as most creatures are.
Oh, thank you for sharing, as usual.
As usual.
He's just
This is
kidding.
like, is this him saying like, "Thank you for sharing"? Is that like sarcastic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
He actually seemed to be appreciative and kind of had a little smirk to his face as he said it, maybe joking kind of back. Little sarcasm to be hinted.
I am from Neverwinter, Droops from the forest.
And I'm from Karenheim.
Like every
I'm-
time you say Drew's name.
I'm from the Goblin Cave. Well, that is an interesting choice of a companion I see you have, but you also have this lizard folk that won't stop breathing down my neck as well, so
Oh.
I see you keep interesting company.
He hasn't eaten in a few days. Be careful.
He's
I'll
a
be
good
sure
guy.
to give him a bit extra as he sets this very aromatic bowl of stew in front of you all. You can see large chunks of potato, carrots, some cabbage kind of cooked to deliciousness in it, and large chunks of venison-like elk within cooked to a perfect brown.
Appreciated pointy-eared one.
Of course, I used to adventure back in my day and served as a marshal on the Dragon Coast. I don't know if you ever heard of the Dragon Coast before.
I've heard of the Dragon Coast.
I don't think I've heard of the Dragon Coast.
It's very far to the southeast, but that does not matter. But I retired as my body did not want to behave like it used to, and battle was becoming a little too dangerous for my taste. I didn't feel like I could uphold the duties I held, so I came back to Neverwinter and found it to be kind of a shambles of the city I remember after the Great Chasm kind of formed. I decided to come out here to live in the countryside in my old age.
Move into the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches.
Oh man. President of the United States of America. That's good.
What would
That's a good
you-
throwback.
What would
It's
you say
apples.
is the biggest threat to Fandalen at the moment?
Taxes.
Well, you've already told me that you dealt with the Red Brand, which They did come by here a few times, but I managed to scare them off just by wielding my blade in front of them. But I didn't feel confident in taking them out myself. But I defended my own home against them. The only trouble that I've heard from different citizens of the town coming to buy my apples is that at the old owl well, I've heard from some prospectors that there's someone that's been kind of claiming the ruins around the old troubled tower.
Who would claim ruins? They're called
Yeah.
ruins.
True.
True. Valid point.
Say who would claim ruins? The Red Brand were in ruins.
I mean, I'm not going to move in there.
Yeah. Did you hear anything more? We actually also heard that folks were saying that they smelled rotting flesh around there.
Oh,
Did you hear anything
I
like
can
that?
imagine. I heard that some of the prospectors were actually chased from the area by some shambling undead bodies.
Okay.
Undead bodies burn the best. Let's go, gentlemen.
What is this?
So I guess I guess while we're here, we're trying to track down a lost colleague of ours. Do you know anything about? I don't know how long have you lived here in Fandalen? You've been here a long time.
Oh, I've been here for at least a good 10 years.
Do you know where? You ever ventured north, or looked at ruins of a castle in the north?
And the woods up north in Neverwinter Woods?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there is a old, dilapidated castle out there. Why are you interested in that? It's been long lost to the ages.
So we think that a group of bugbears are holed up there with our dwarven friend. Or, I guess friend is a bit of a stretch. Sort of a colleague. Sort of a business associate. And we're trying to track him down.
Well, I do know where that castle is if you'd like me to give a map or something I could mark for you around the... I do believe I know the general location of that.
Okay. Nevin, you got a map? I thought you did. One of us got a map.
Someone in the party has a map.
Yeah. I thought you got a map at the library, or no? I don't know. I can't remember.
He had a book that told of the history of the
got it.
castle, but there was not a map in there. But you guys had a map of the general area around Neverwinter.
Okay.
I'll pull it back up. That was just what you had from
Yep.
Gundren to begin with. He just kind of marks. Oops, did that not work? Oh, I changed. The color should not be gray, but marks about here. That was wrong.